How you doing, guys? Eric here with Mountain Movers here in Middle Tennessee. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about tomato trellises, in specific free tomato trellises. I've done some research online and I found that it is a very difficult topic to find much information about. I'm not sure what it is about it, whether not that many people have tried it. But at least as far as videos are concerned, I've been able to find almost no information concerning free tomato trellises. Now there's a million ways that can be cheap, inexpensive, and even more ways that you can spend as much money as you can imagine. So today I went out here and harvested some material. You can kind of see this behind me, to try to come up with a way to make tomato trellises almost completely free. Of course, there's a small catch. One thing that this will require, no tools involved, but is some rope. So I have this spool here, this huge spool. I actually got this off a job, so I don't know what something like this would cost, but I would imagine for 10 bucks, probably definitely 20 bucks, you could probably make these for the rest of your life, and then just harvest the raw materials. So everything that I've gotten to make this tomato trellis has come from the woods right here behind me. I don't think there's anything more than maybe 2 inches or so in diameter. I do have a chainsaw, but just for video's sake, and I want to use tools that you guys will have access to, I've not used anything except for these loppers and string. So here in my garden, one moment, I get you guys flipped around so you can see. All right, guys, so here in the garden, after I harvested these straight small trees, I think this one was probably in the neighborhood of 12 foot. I imagine that you could probably use almost any height. I would recommend at least 6 to 7 feet, and then you can get them in the ground as much as possible. I do have to add some braces. This is not the finished product. I'll have a cross brace this way, cross brace that way on each pole. But in this one span, which I'll measure in a minute, I think it was 8 foot, roughly 8 or 9 foot, I can at least fit 4 tomatoes with this one trellis system. But anyway, I drove them into the ground. These are about 1 foot, and then I still have about 9 foot here, from here to the ground, which is more than enough. This is for indeterminate tomatoes, of course. You come to help? Anyway, sorry guys, nonetheless. What I do plan to do here is I'll actually take some more of this string. After I plant a tomato, say here, I'll tie some string from here and actually wrap it around the tomatoes as they grow up taller, and try to wrap them around the string in that way and try to get them to grow up. But again, none of these pieces here are more than maybe 2 inches in diameter. So with a good pair of loppers or even a handsaw, you might be able to get something even wider with a handsaw. But I think this right here is a lot stronger than it looks, guys, and I'm also going to beef it up even more. And it probably took maybe 30 minutes for me to get all of this stuff. That's less than a trip to the store. Just running to Walmart can take a lot more than 30 minutes. So every 8 foot or so, I'll be running a post. Another 8 foot, I'll have another post right here at the end of that piece, and then there'll be another horizontal top post, and then I'll have one from here to the end of the bed. And actually, you can see here's one that I harvested. This will be my next vertical post that will be stood up this way. This one's a little crooked, but that's fine. This one's probably upwards of 12 foot tall. It's just a beautiful day, guys. It is what, the 27th, I think, of February. So we're getting everything ready for putting our plants in. I've planted some peas. I've got some spinach over here that's starting to come up. Some lettuce over here in this bed. They're just still little babies starting to sprout. I just spread out the seed. I figured I'd try that this year. Generally I start them indoors, but I just wanted to skip a step. You know, it's all about experimentation. Same thing here, guys. This is nothing more than an experiment. There's so many more ways that you could do this, but I just really wanted to get this video out just to give some ideas, because I could find zilch almost in regards to free tomato trellises. Also, if you wanted to beef this up, of course you could go with a larger diameter, and you could also use screws. You know, up here where I've just used rope, and I've actually tied up here on the end. You can see where I've used the rope and I've tied it up there. You could actually go with a bigger diameter you know, tree, drill some pilot holes, and then screw it to the other one, and then that would last even longer. I don't imagine this to last more than a season, but if you wanted one that would last, you know, 3, 4, 5 or more seasons, just go with something larger, which may require a chainsaw or just a little bit more endurance on your end trying to harvest them. But this was super easy. I'm gonna hop up here and get this other one done, and I'll come back to you guys after I get it up. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I hope to contribute in some form or fashion to you guys' imagination, if nothing else. So thank you, and I'll see you guys here in a moment. All right, guys, I got this second run in place, and this thing is feeling pretty sturdy. Pretty happy with it, especially considering the price point of free. Again, I got this string for free off of a job that I did. Again, I don't know what a spool like that would cost. I wouldn't think very much, but definitely if you guys do decide to try this, definitely low cost. And there's a huge variety of different things that you could use this with, as far as beans. Another thing I was considering is you could even use a grid pattern using some string. You could run another piece of log on the bottom, and then you could string going down from the top post to the bottom post, and then across from this post to this post, and have a grid pattern in between, and use that for anything. You could use it for peas, for pole beans. This trellis would work for quite a bit of things. I don't know, I would definitely go with a larger, more sturdy pieces of wood if I was going to use it for something like watermelons. Those things are a little bit more difficult to trellis, but I know people do it all the time. One of the main reasons why I try to keep our costs down is because a large reason that I like to garden is to supplement my family's food with higher quality, but also lower costs. So whenever I go out and start buying tomato cages and, you know, different things for different vegetables, my prices per pound of food skyrockets very quickly. So I'm trying to get the most amount of quality food for the lowest cost possible. So right here in this garden, the only thing that you see that I've had to purchase is about $40 worth of soil amendments, which is compost, and then the seeds that I have to put in. So in this whole garden is going to be less than $100 to me. Actually, it's probably closer to 60, 70 bucks, but we'll just say 100. Even all this stuff was reclaimed material. I didn't have to buy any of this other than the screws. I had to buy the screws, and again the seeds that went in, and other than that, it's just time invested. So I enjoy gardening, so I don't really count that. But if it's a job for you, then you may just want to buy the trellises, you know, if you don't actually enjoy going out there and working in it. But I love working in the garden myself, so I really don't mind the time that it takes to do it. So I've got one more run to put on this side here, from there to the end of the garden. You can see these braces that I've put up, and again, this thing is very sturdy, a lot sturdier than what I even thought it was going to be. So you can put these braces wherever it needs to be. One of the most important things of keeping this sturdy is how you're tying the strings. I wish I had a better camera system where I could show you, but more or less what I do is I'll completely wrap it around one piece of wood, and then I'll try to do a figure 8 around the second piece of wood, and then tie them in together and just keep doing figure 8s around each piece of wood, and that way it's holding a very tight bond and there's no give in that string. Also, you can probably buy higher quality strings that will last a few seasons as well, like some nylon, something like that. I'm not sure what this string is made out of, but again, I wouldn't expect this to last more than a season. But you could definitely make a few minor adjustments and it will last much, much longer. Come on back, Caleb. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching the videos with me. Just stay tuned if you want to see some more videos I have coming up. I'll show you real quick before I sign off the greenhouse. The last time that I made a video with the greenhouse was the beginning, or no, I'm sorry, it was the end of January. So we've come a long way since then. We've got peas, mesclun, which is salad greens, snap peas, zinnias. Most of this one here is flowers. Broccoli, spinach. I got cucumbers coming up over here, tomatoes coming up over there. For some reason, those peat pots did not do well at all. Almost nothing came up on the peat pots. So I went back to my cups, which is what I used last year. Then I have grapes. I have blueberries, Nanking cherry, as well as a goji berry. You always have to have strawberries. And then up there on the porch, I just got a dwarf peach tree. So that is the beginning of my perennial fruiting plants. I do want to add a few perennials to it, you know, that way that's something that gives to me every year with minimal effort. And then I can take those with me as I go, which is the reason for the containers. So thank you guys so much for following along with me. God bless each and every one of you. Subscribe with me if you want to see more of this crazy stuff that I'm out here doing. And until then, I will see you guys next time.